one of the major qualities in marriage that you can ever come across is friendship.
Yeah.
If you marry a friend, and I've said this throughout my marriage from the very beginning, when I met your dad, all we did was create this friendship that was so inseparable, that was so strong, a strong bond that we could be open and talk about anything. And that we started by talking about being committed and then loving. I'm telling you, friendship falls up there.
Yeah.
It is so important to marry a friend.
Yeah.
Because with a friend, you can even talk about vulnerabilities.
You're in a safe space.
You're in a safe space. So you can talk about vulnerabilities. You can actually tell your friend, listen, I'm not in a good place. There are thoughts that are really coming onto my mind. There are things that I'm fighting with. I need your help.
And a friend will also notice a lot before you say something. You know, you're so in tune to each other that just think about it like girls with your girlfriends, like you're close, your best friends. You know, they can be around other people and say they're fine, and you'll know immediately, be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You hit them. Yeah. What's wrong? They're like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, I know you. I know you.
Yeah.
You know you're not fine.
Yeah.
That's the same
Bring it
level.
out.
Yeah, bring it out.
Talk.
You know.
Yeah.
That's the same level of friendship that you need in a relationship. Like, this is your go-to person. Like, I'll be honest, even my best friends know this. You tell me something, you tell my husband something.
Yeah. Me too.
We're one.
Me too. You tell me, my husband will know.
I said, no one will know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in all fairness, he's no one. Like, we're one. Like, this is my person.
We are one.
So, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a friendship. It's so deep when you create that.
It's so deep, you know. You love being together. You love talking about issues. You love sharing moments of sorrow, of joy, laughter, of like your role.
Yeah, your role. And you can even be with your friend in the same room, sitting down, doing nothing. Believe it or not, true friendship is actually just being in it. You can just be like,
you don't even need to be talking.
You don't even need to talk.
No.
And it's not oh my God, there's something wrong with my relationship.
No, like you can actually stay for hours.
Comfortable.
You're there sitting, the other one is sitting, you're not talking, but you're so fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
because I feel like people sometimes feel they need to always fill every moment they have with their partner. And this can be consuming. What's the word I'm looking for? Overbearing. You know? How some men are like, oh my God, my wife is so overbearing, she doesn't give me space. Because perhaps she's here thinking that a good wife has to talk.
Or
always has to be
something.
there.
Yeah.
We have to do stuff together. And this guy is like, oh my God, she's so overbearing.
Yeah.
But she believes this is how I'm going to show love. When really, he'll just want your presence. I remember my husband, when we were overseas, we have a daughter, so during the weekends, I'd be like, all right, do we have plans? He'd be like, nah. I'd pick my daughter up and we'd go and hang out with her friends. And it happened a few weekends in a row. And one weekend he's like, you're always leaving the house. I'm like, because you said we have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but I didn't want you to leave. I'm like, okay, so what do you want us to do? Just sit in the house and be with you? And he's like, yeah, I just want to know that you're like around me. I was like, oh Lord. But we're very different, you know, the personalities. This is where different personalities come. So then we balance. I'll go out 2 Saturdays and 1 Saturday I'll stay in. And over time he started wanting to do more and more stuff. Like
coming to join us.
Yeah. Like, so it wasn't even ever forced. But yeah. See, the way even men feel connection is so different to the way females feel connection.
Yeah.
I have a guy friend I'm very close to. We can go like almost 9 months without even saying nothing. And then when we talk, 2-3 hours. But you know, with the female friends, it's like you don't talk for a certain amount of time. Oh,
so how is that,
lost.
by the way? How is that? How is having a guy friend? How does your husband feel about that?
Oh, he doesn't mind because he's very aware of our friendship. He's also very involved in our friendships as well. I've never, ever, ever given my husband any reason to feel any form of jealousy, any disrespect, any nothing. He knows all my friends. I know all his. When he has conversations with any female friend, I'm aware. Same for me. If ever I talk to my guy friends, he knows. He even knows the conversations. Like, there's no secrets. It's not like a guy friendship where it's like, oh, sorry, let me go talk in the other room.
Yeah.
If he calls up, like, oh, hey, how you doing? My husband's like, is that? I'm like, yeah. Oh, say hi.
So you'll talk right there.
Yes, I'm not standing up to go to other rooms.
So the fear is when it's monotones and you're having to leave the room, or you can't pick the call.
Or you can't pick the call.
You can't even pick the call.
Yeah.
When somebody calls, now that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
That's a red
like
flag.
if you can't talk to somebody when your wife is there or your spouse, something is wrong.
Or it buzzes and you grab it.
And you turn it.
Or you turn it upside down. I'll be to my husband, I'll be like, ooh, who's messaged us? I'm like, oh, okay. And vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my husband is literally my best friend. So, yeah, even though I have guy friends, there's no secret. My husband is very aware of everything I do.
Okay. On that note,
Yeah.
a lot of spouses
Yeah.
that have opposite sex friends, many times they end up in bed. Many times. Like, what do they call those friends? Platonic? Platonic friendship. Many times it ends up in bed. Many times.
It's because of the boundary you've set with that friend. You know, like we've talked about boundaries in relationships, what you're willing to take and not take. That same boundary stems into your friendships as well. I'm not even talking now opposite gender, although we'll get to that. Even with your friends, there's certain things that you know, I'm not going to stand for this. Like, there'll be friends who are users. They only come to you when they need something. They exist. There's nothing, they're not bad people.
Yeah.
But honestly, we all have some friends that are users.
Yeah.
You stop being used by creating a boundary. Sometimes they will need genuine help, and as a good friend, you will step in. But if it's continuously where it's draining you, then you stop. Boundary. Same thing with opposite sexes. You know, that friendship. You set a boundary. I'm not meeting you in a hotel room, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I'm not meeting you at 10 p.m. at night by yourself without my husband.
Yeah.
If I'm meeting at 10 p.m. at night, my husband is right there by my side.
Yes.
Those are the boundaries.
So you set boundaries.
Yeah.
And don't keep it a secret between the two of you.
Yes.
Like your spouse has no clue who that person is.
Yeah.
So your spouse needs to be very aware, very much in the picture. The minute there is those little secrets that you're talking in monotones, you're going besides, outside the house to talk, you're carrying your phone to the bathroom, then we start to suspect like something is cooking here.
And it's so funny. So my husband had this friend, female, and I met her once, and I said, she has a crush on you. And he goes, no, we're friends. Long story short, we moved countries, and she's just messaging nonstop until even he was like, all right, enough. I know you're going through life, because she was going through something, but you need other friends. I can't be your only friend. And he told me the exact same thing, and I said, honey, you're also a million miles away. You can be her friend. She needs someone. She's all alone. She is all alone. And I understand that. But he was like, oh my gosh, I did not see it, babe. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of guys that are very faithful cannot see.
They don't see.
When someone else shows interest.
And crashing.
Till.
Yeah.
She's here.
And a woman
like,
woman doesn't even listen. A woman reads the letter while it's still in the envelope.
While it's still in the envelope.
She can smell a rat before it surfaces.
Yeah.
Immediately another woman shows any form of interest, the woman will see it.
She'll know the
know
type of interest it is. If it's genuine, if it's fishy.
She will know. Believe me, she's not crazy. A woman has intuition.
Yeah.
That sixth sense that just says, And it's not on every woman, so we're not talking about insecurity.
Yeah.
It's on some woman who you will just look and say, there's something about that woman that's not correct. And when a husband listens carefully, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time.
It is.
He will see it.
He will.
He'll see it.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, honey, how did you
How
see?
did you see?
Because
I got eyes.
I got an intuition.
Yeah.
A woman is led by the Holy Spirit, and that's why we say she has what you call Ezra. The helper, is Ezra. We're going to talk about that another day.
Yeah.
But friendship is very important. Now, the secret to a romantic relationship is friendship.
And on friendship, why it's so important is to a lot of people shocked, perhaps if you've never been married before, there's points of your life in marriage where the love element is not there, by the way. You're not even feeling nothing.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
You understand, you're with a person for a lifetime, ideally. You have ups and downs and moments that are great and not.
Right.
Friendship is actually what holds people during that time. You know?
Absolutely.
Just understanding.
Valuing your friendship is critical.
Above all.
You must value your friendship with every fiber of your being in a relationship. It'll keep the romance going. It'll keep on rekindling the fire.
Yeah.
It'll keep, because a friend will go and say, hey, Jesus, he walked with his disciples and got to a place and said, I now no longer call you servants.
Yeah, I call you.
But from now I call you friends. Yeah. And you know what? He started opening up his heart to them and telling them what he was going to suffer. So friends open up to each other. Friends are naked and not ashamed. He was able now to open up to them in this next level. Because you get to a friendship where there's nothing hidden.
Yeah.
Everything is naked and not ashamed.
Yeah.
Where you can actually be able to tell somebody, I didn't enjoy that love making. What's up? Like
it's known,
like what's up? Like
we tried something and I'm like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not embarrassing.
And it's not embarrassing because it's a friend.
Yeah.
So you're not putting them down. They are not putting you down. But they can sense that you're going through something that you probably need to open up and talk about.
Yeah.
So friendship is critical.
It is.
Yeah. Friendship is critical.
And with men particularly, in that when you're in bed and something's happening, you need to be so careful to avoid the feeling of emasculation. So like when you're a friend, you can mitigate what that looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Friendship.
I like that. I agree. I actually think that's the foremost important thing. And then love is an emotion. I think people always forget.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad.
Sometimes you're not happy.
And sometimes you're not happy.
Yeah.
And what's that language? I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Yeah.
That's the society, the Hollywood society.
Yes.
I love you, I'm just
But
not in love with you, so I can't stay in this marriage.
And then it's not you,
it's me. Oh my! I did that in high school. It was me though. I just wasn't feeling the relationship.
It's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It's me. Meanwhile, you're already seeing other people. You're already doing monkey business. And it's not you. It's me. Instead of just being open that you need to move on and everything. Now you're making it look like it's what it's not. Covering it up like it's not you. It's me. You have no problem.
You're
it's
perfect.
my issue. You're perfect. It's me. But I gotta go. And
Sorry. So just on the opposite sex friendships, actually, when you're married, I have a question for you.
yeah.
What do you say when one of the spouses does not like you having a friend from the opposite sex?
I think seriously
Yeah.
that it's something that you need to agree on, because if you disagree, then you're not going to be working out your relationship, because what matters here is your relationship with your spouse, your husband. So if he's not comfortable with somebody You need to honor that.
Or male.
Or
Like I'm
male.
telling you, let's say he's like, I don't want you to have any male friends. Or females, I don't want you to have any female friends.
Any friend at all?
No, the opposite sex.
Yeah, okay.
Like you're adamant that you cannot have female friends. It happens.
It happens.
It happens,
a lot.
actually, quite a lot.
It happens a lot. I think also some people have learned through experience.
Yeah.
Like people say, "Oh, she's just a friend. She's just a
Yeah,
friend."
okay.
There's a person that I know that whose best friend was really coming home, showering the kids, taking care of them for the friend, because she had just given birth to a new born baby. And so she was always there in the evening taking care of her and helping with the chores, even though she had help. But she's helping. Then the friend would tell the husband, please drop her, and the husband would be like, oh really, babe, really again?
Did it start immediately?
Shh. Even the pretense of, really, baby, you really want me to drop her again? Let me tell you, by the time the friend was waking up, they were making babies.
No! Oh!
Best friends.
I'm telling you, people can't be trusted.
No, best friends.
But the friends...
She went there, she beat the hell out of them, but still.
but in that situation, it's the females that are friends.
The females, yeah.
Yeah, and
This
the
is the
husband
females
was only
that are
the one
friends.
dropping.
Yeah. The
So
husband
that's not an opposite sex friendship. That's just a horrible friend.
That's a horrible friend. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For me, I say that each couple, they should weigh themselves and see where they're at, because not all couples are the same.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because there are those who start well, and they start really as friends, and they are friends for sure, but somewhere down the line they catch them at a vulnerable stage.
That's it.
Do you understand? They've probably fought with the wife.
Yeah.
So this is the person you go to.
When
This is
you're-
the person you open your heart to. This is the person you share all your secrets with. This is the person you run every time. So she knows you in and out.
Yeah.
So there you are. She looks at you. What's wrong?
Okay.
See the what's wrong we were talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
What's wrong? And then you start saying, I'm just not happy with my wife. She holds you and, oh, it's okay. Honey, she doesn't honey you at that time. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's going
Very
to be okay.
platonic.
Let me tell you, it's the beginning
That's true, actually.
of disaster. Because now you have now opened yourselves up to feelings.
Yeah.
Then you've now allowed those feelings to go to other levels.
That emotional-
Before you know it, you are actually now full on having an affair.
And you can't believe you're that person because
can't.
you're such a strong even believer. Let's
Yeah.
even go to the church.
You're a strong believer.
Yeah.
You actually cannot believe that you could do that,
Yeah.
because you didn't even see that in that person then.
Yeah.
But you see, you've continued to open up. Anybody, by the way, this is what I say. Anybody that you open your secrets to, and they are not your wife, they are not your spouse, that's a very dangerous relationship.
So I would say that for people with opposite sex friendships, do not have that. That cannot be the person you run to.
No.
When you're going through issues in your marriage.
No.
It can't.
It
It doesn't matter
cannot.
how close you
It
are.
must not.
It cannot and must
It
not
must
be.
not.
You can talk about it like in groups, like gassing,
Yes.
for fun. But it can't be every time there's something wrong, you're calling
You're
this
calling
person.
them.
Oh, I can't believe
And now you even stop calling them
Yeah.
when your spouse is there.
Yes.
And they stop calling you.
Yeah.
You can't pick up their call
Yeah.
when your spouse is there. Now already that's a very big rat.
Yeah.
You must smell it.
Yeah.
Because very soon they're going to destroy your marriage. And so that's why I'm saying you can't just put it in a one box and say this is the way. Every couple is different, and everybody knows like the boundaries they've put for themselves when it comes to the opposite sex. But I'm very careful about opposite sex relationships, especially with husbands and girls.
Yeah.
Especially. Because like we said,
No, girlfriend box you and
we said before
You-
that
you
for
never
a
get
woman to really just get it on, it's gonna she's gonna count the cost. She's gonna count the cost. She's gonna count my children, my husband,
society.
my what.
Have you noticed how guys don't actually care about what society thinks about them after they cheat?
No,
In fact, some men actually get applauded. It's almost like
because it's
a
expected.
roundabout, yeah.
Because it's expected. Like
Yeah.
it's fine.
How sad.
It happens. Don't worry. You're not the first.
And then the woman cheats. Oh, you're such a hoe.
You?
You're for the streets. I think they say this one is for the streets. Oh,
So I think that's a very,
the
very
double
brilliant,
standard. Yeah.
brilliant question, V, about the opposite sex friendship. I really think this is going to deliver many homes because honestly, they have really brought down a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships. They started off well, they ended up in a very dark place. And it's very, very important to you yourself find out, do you even have any boundaries at all? When it comes to,
It's the boundaries.
do you even have any boundaries?
And honestly,
Can anything go?
Not even-
Then when you start, I'm sorry, sweetie, when you start joking that every little joke you're sending somebody's husband, then I also don't believe that in the night you're calling somebody's husband.
Yeah.
That's very disrespectful,
Yeah.
very dishonoring, or sending him jokes. Or wife. Some man is sending your wife jokes, in the middle of the night. That is disaster brewing.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're very right. Yeah. But also, like you stated,
Yeah.
friendships, particularly for women, the place your best friends have in your relationship, or your close friends have in your relationship.
The place your best friends have in your
Your
relationship.
female friends, like the story you've given about your friend.
Yeah.
It doesn't even necessarily mean that they cheat, but sometimes you'll have situations where your best friend is there telling you, oh no, just leave this person. Next thing you know,
They have them. They were
Or-
waiting for you to leave.
or you've left a good person
Yeah.
who has no from advice for someone who has no understanding of your situations as a couple,
Yeah.
because they
or,
hold big sway. They really hold big sway.
or somebody who actually wants the worst for you. When you're at loggerheads with your spouse, they are so excited.
Yeah.
And they are calling your spouse and saying, I know what you're going through, but listen, I'm with you. I'm really,
I'll talk to her.
She told me about it, but I really feel she's on the wrong.
Ooh,
Best
child.
BFF.
That one.
That
That's
one now.
The one.
Yeah. BFF.
So ladies, let's be happy for each other, man.
Yeah.
Let's just amp each other up, huh? Let's not give these men any more reasons to continue saying women are this, women are that.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least, as women, I think, as far as that best friend relationship goes, we should be just actually firm, because there's too many stories, too many stories
Way
of
too many.
that situation. In fact, that scenario, I believe, is more common than friends of the opposite sex, than couples with friends of the opposite sex. The female best friend is now the one
Yeah. Who has taken over.
who has.
Hey, God forbid. Me, I'm banning them.
I agree. No.
That I'm going to be building for you. I build. Then you're just going to come and take over what I've built.
And can you imagine, this is the friend who told you, "Ooh, don't marry that guy, he has nothing." Or he's not even that cute.
Now you've built. They're coming
They're
for you.
like, "Ooh."
They are coming for what you've built. The tears you've cried.
Yeah.
The nights you've been awake.
And it's easier for them to get him, because then now they also understand him more through what you've expressed. Huh? So they probably have the guide. Anyway, none of us have friends like this. We thank God.
But yes, and they are not coming.
And
We
they're
are
not
finding.
coming. Our best friends have stayed the
Listen,
same.
if you have
and
any
will
friends
stay
like
the
those,
same.
just leave them.
Just leave
Let
them.
go. Just let them go. Release them with love.
Yeah, my besties are the OGs. But no, there's a lot of scenarios like that. So
Yeah.
I would say also be mindful about your best friend.
Yeah.
And I say honestly, one of the things you should pray about when you get into marriage is discernment.
Very important. And also, like, again, yeah, discernment. And then again, we still go back to friendship. You
Yeah.
see, when you're married to a friend, you can be able to tell them, look, please, that person,
No.
no.
And it's not an issue.
And it's not an issue. They're like, oh, you don't like, there's something?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
You'll never have to tell me that again.
Yeah.
Do you know how beautiful that is?
It is, yeah.
You know how rewarding that is,
Yeah.
refreshing. You feel so nice. You're not told you're a very insecure woman. Let me tell you, you go and deal with your insecurity nonsense.
gaslighters.
You know,
Those gaslighters.
gaslighters. And you're like, what? Okay. So you never say, even if you see, you smell it, you know it, but you never say because you'll be called insecure. No. You must deal with it.
Okay.
That's
Before we finish, the other day I was hanging out with some friends and we brought up the work husband, work wife scenario that's become very big these days. Do you know what it means? Like, so your work husband would be the person that at work that you're closest to and you guys act like a married couple. You're not married, but you understand each other. Or work wife, you know? That's pretty big now.
Yeah.
Yes. And this scenario has led to a lot of cheating because you've created this friendship, very, very, very close friendship with this person you work with. And as every couple, you go through stuff at home.
Yeah.
And then
That's
you go
the
to work.
go-to.
And you're in the office, and you know office banter. Oh gosh, he did this again. I can't believe he keeps doing this. And you're both married. So in that scenario, if you're both cheating, you're both aware of what you have to lose. But you also both know no one will tell the other because you both have so much to lose. What are we doing for that? What are we doing?
Hey.
Welcome
Do
to
you
the 21st
know-
century.
Yeah. And do you know, the worst thing is that you may think that you'll die with it. But I'm telling you, it comes out. Somehow, it comes out. And imagine what, forget, let me not go far. I have a friend. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there were a couple. This friend had 3 kids and the friend had 3 kids. So it was a real nice scenario where it's 2 couples that have three kids doing well, visiting each other. Every weekend they're in this one's house, they're in the other person's house. Guess,
They swung.
they swung.
What, like in
here's-
agreement?
Here is what's worse. No, they didn't swing like that. One swung.
Oh, no.
So one couple,
Yeah.
the man took the woman.
Yeah.
By the time the wife is realizing,
Yeah.
the man has built for this other woman and moved out with her 3 kids.
Ooh! And this other woman moved out with her, so now they have 6 kids in the one house.
No,
She left.
he left, took the woman with her 3 kids, left his 3 kids with his wife. So the husband now got to realize. Now the left husband
It's like, I
got
don't
to
have my
realize,
kids.
and she came and said, "Did you know that your husband and my wife are together?" The woman almost died, literally. No, she went through depression, serious.
How can you not?
She almost died. She went through serious depression. But this is real story. This is not a joke. Real life story. The woman was so heartbroken, she almost lost her mind. Now, she had to take her kids to boarding school so that she can first even deal with this whole matter. And the man never showed up again. Like, he took the other man's 3 kids and went completely with the wife and left his wife and his children, never to surface again. They were BFFs. They were spending time together. I'm just saying that it is so important to open your eyes.
Pray for discernment, people.
Open your
Honestly.
eyes. Discern who is around you.
Discern your company.
Yeah, because sometimes you're even seeing things, but you're ignoring.
Yeah.
In thinking, I'm overthinking. What's wrong with me? Sometimes you're even blaming yourself for thinking too much. Because you're saying, oh my gosh, maybe I'm overthinking.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it is happening.
And couple friends are nice to have, by the way.
Yeah,
You know?
they are.
Yeah.
But it's so important to know, especially that they have values.
Yeah. Pick couple friends with values.
Yes, that they have
Values that align. Yeah.
and they follow through.
Yeah, it's not just by words. You know, the people like, oh yeah, no, praise Jesus, and I'm like, all right, name the shortest book in the Bible, or the shortest verse or chapter.
You know,
Mm-mm.
I know.
Yeah,
It's so important to know who's around you when it comes to relationship. Just know who is around you, even who's around your kids, and that's a whole other story.
kids. So I just got asked another question. How do you build friendships in a relationship?
For me, I would say brick by brick. You know why? Because it's not automatic. And it's not automatic that maybe you're married or growing into marriage. It's not automatic that you'll be friends. Building a friendship is very intentional. It's very, very intentional. It's something that you have to deliberately do. People don't just become friends. You know, you can even be born together. Like you can have siblings that are not your friends at all because you didn't take time to build. So, building friendships takes time. You have to, like I said, be intentional and keep building. And it doesn't just grow overnight. It's something that takes a process. So, and it can go up and down, you know, because you have to be real. You see, with friends, you're becoming real, naked and not ashamed. And so it takes time. A lot of people give up because of that, because sometimes you'll even be enemies. You know, you'll not agree. But that doesn't mean that now you stop building. That because you didn't agree, you're not going to build it. So keep building and keep growing. What would you say?
I mean, all that's true, particularly the bit about being intentional. But I would also say, don't overthink it. Think about it in the same way you have relationships with your female friends, if you have them. I'm speaking to females, obviously. How did you become friends? You found things in common. You go out together, you have chats, you can be vulnerable with each other. If you're going through something, you're picking up your phone and calling them, you know? Don't make it too complicated. The same way you have those friendships that mean a lot to you or matter a lot to you, that is the same effort you put into a relationship where you're going in towards marriage. And over time, that marriage relationship becomes bigger than your friendships outside your marriage, because now you're together 24/7. Like, your secrets are done. You know, I was saying, you even start, honestly, sometimes mom doesn't, but, you know, use the bathroom with the door open, like, or converse. I'm in the bathroom and you're on the bed and you're talking.
Well, I've never been able to myself.
No, mom can. No, for wheeze. Like, if you're doing wheeze. If you're doing wheeze, come on.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you can still talk, like, with the door closed. Like, if the door's closed and you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
The boundaries are different for everyone.
Yeah.
But, you know, over time, then this relationship, that friendship becomes stronger, because unlike your friends, you're with this person more. So this person literally sees everything. If you're authentic in your relationship, authenticity,
that's it.
All your guards are down.
That's it.
Yeah. When you truly know a person, all their vulnerabilities, everything about them,
yeah,
and you're building a friendship, it's a very good base. But yeah, be
That's
intentional
perfect. Yeah.
and don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink
Let
it.
it happen naturally.
Yeah.
By the way, if you have to force things,
Yeah.
then you're really not even building
Yeah.
nicely. You're not building a proper friendship, because a proper friendship should not be one that you're walking on eggshells.
Oh, yeah.
You're careful
Yeah.
what you're gonna say.
Don't offend
how
me.
you don't offend, you can't even.
That's
come
not that's
on.
not a friend.
That's
That's not
a
your friend.
friendship.
I'm
That's
telling
not your
you
friend.
that.
If you have to tiptoe and really just guard everything you're gonna say, then you're not friends.
You're not friends.
You're not building a friendship.
And for anyone who says, "Oh, I don't know how to have friendships with girls as females," perhaps you might start to think about the role you play. Because it's so easy to say, "Oh, every girl I've been friends with has done this and this and that and that."
What have you done?
What have you done?
Yeah, what are you
You
doing?
need to be introspective.
Yeah.
You know, what's my role to play?
Yeah.
Sometimes it also takes reading books on how to build things. You know, like Dad didn't observe good marriages, and he learned, and he read, and he studied. It's the same with friendship,
And it worked.
and it works.
Because he intentionally did it.
Intention. I think, in conclusion, the
Be
key word is
intentional.
be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about even relationship, there is this question where the man is investing and investing and investing on the wife, starting business for her, but everything just keeps failing. And he's so frustrated. And there are so many men in this scenario where they're starting up businesses for their wives and they're just not working.
Yeah.
That it's a question.
And their wives, in this scenario, their wives are not in putting any effort into the business.
They're trying, but it's failing.
Okay. Well, two things I would say. First of all, do you know that this is the business your wife wants to do? Because sometimes well intentions or good intentions can have disastrous results if the person they're intended for don't reciprocate them or feel them, right? So a well-meaning gesture will literally flush down the drain because the recipient isn't able or willing to receive it. So you're wasting your money and her time concurrently. If she's a hard worker, perhaps getting her something different, like sitting down with her and discussing what it is she wants to do. If she is lazy, which could also be a thing, that she doesn't want to do anything, perhaps having a discussion about where you guys feel like you're going in life. Because I believe a big part of a good marriage is having the ability to know where you're growing together. Have a shared goal. I'm not saying do the same thing. I'm saying have a shared goal of what it is you're trying to build together. So if this businesses are not working and you have money that you're willing to invest, perhaps invest in land. She doesn't necessarily have to do anything with it. Land in Kenya appreciates quite well. You know, later on in the future, perhaps her mind would open up a bit more and she could find something to do. You can invest in the stock market. Like, investments come in so many different forms. I think the very Kenyan thing is to think business. But business is not for everyone, honestly. So I think you really need to think about your joint goals.
That's a very good answer. Because unless somebody has passion for something, you're going to be forcing something that's not workable. If they don't have passion for it. So you're thinking, oh, it must work. But if they don't have that in them, then it's just going to be a waste of time. I love your answer. I think that's really powerful. There's another question. And the question is, my wife keeps saying no to sex. We are married, and it's like I'm literally buying this thing. He keeps saying no. She keeps saying no all the time. Wow.
Mom, I'm gonna ask you that question. I think I handled the other one well, so you take this one because I don't want to touch it.
The Bible is clear. It says, do not defraud one another, that your body belongs to your husband and her body belongs to, his body belongs to you as a wife. And so we do belong to one another. Unless there's a situation, like real situation, You should not be defrauding each other. You should not use sex as a bait. You should not use sex to manipulate your spouse. It's wrong on every level. You know, you cannot use sex like to get at him. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not giving it to you and stuff like that, because that's not an area you want help. So you need to really, as a woman, really like mature up, because this is an area that is very, very critical. My husband told me a long time ago, and it's a men's thing, that when a woman says no, they feel rejected. And if you reject them enough times, they start going off.
And there's women who won't reject them too.
Of course, they're waiting. And there you are, you keep saying no, you keep saying, so they feel rejected. Then they go out there and they're being hailed and shown how powerful and beautiful and amazing they are. It's just a matter of time. They're going to start now, jumping out there, because you're not finding any, value in this thing that is so valuable to the man. Because they say a man is a bag of seed and he needs to release himself. A man needs sex. It's not even a matter of want. He needs sex. Do you understand? So if he is married to you and you keep saying no, you are actually opening up a door that may be very difficult for you to close. So I'm just saying, please, as a woman, get to this knowledge that your body is his is yours, and stop using that as a bait. Give the man what belongs to him. It's very important.
And if it's medical, I think seek help, because I think sometimes people don't understand. Like, I just, I have a friend with endometriosis. That makes sex incredibly painful. Like, incredibly painful. Like, you have to mentally prepare for it, and it's become bigger with women. So, perhaps as a husband and wife, look at why.
Get help.
If it's not just a manipulation tool, because it can also be. But if it's not, seek help. And, as much as we should give our bodies unto each other, find ways to want it.
Yeah.
Like, sex is beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is. It's such a nice way to communicate. Actually, it's a very good communication tool.
Exactly. So don't
force her into it.
Yeah.
But also don't manipulate him.
Yeah.
From it.
Exactly. So agree. It's a very, very important thing. Agree, and you'll be surprised. And this is what I say, that sometimes you don't even feel like it as a woman. Sometimes, because we are hormonal. And so sometimes the hormones are saying, no. They are like, no, But you know what? As you just give in to him, in the process of time, you will be surprised. You'll be the one enjoying more than even him. So,
no, it's true.
So don't refuse because of hormones. Hormones will catch up with your revelation as you move on.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode of Chats with Mom and V. We've just been following the conversation as we think fit, or we're just flowing as we do, because that's how we chat. But we wanted to know, what questions did you want us to answer, or what topics did you feel like you wanted to hear us discuss? Leave them in the comment box, or DM Mom on her Instagram.
Absolutely.